Well, Coach, you get another chance with a lot of the same guys who are the core parts of last year's group. Just what's it mean to have a chance to build upon what you guys had rolling before it was cut short last year?
Yeah, last year was a disappointment that we didn't get to kind of finish what we started. That's kind of what we prepared for in our 3-year being here before that, and now we're in our 4th year. So it's kind of an interesting time, but excited to have some of these COVID seniors back. Disappointed with last year that we weren't able to say our goodbyes to those guys that were so meaningful to the buy-in of our program and our coaching staff. But this year is a new year, and we're excited about 2021 and looking forward to the opportunities that we have.
The seniors that you do have back in that group, I mean, to look through the lineup, it seems like a pretty solid group on the offensive side of things. Just how can they build upon what you did in just a short amount of time last year, and I mean, such an explosive group to try to make that even bigger this year?
Well, I think that we had buy-in last year. A lot of those JUCO guys like Wurm and and Beesley 2 years ago, when it was their first year, they're trying to figure it out, and they're kind of walking around looking for the light switch, so to speak. And last year they had the buy-in. They got the concepts that Coach Collins was trying to get them to do, and now we have the majority of those guys back. Even the Holt and the DeVilles and those guys that Henry that were here last year that kind of had success early. So it's fun to have those guys back, but we also have some key contributors that I think the newcomers that are going to be kind of plugging in there and helping us with a little bit of diversity.
The pitching staff, I mean, just to go through some of those guys, to have Ty Barnes back, as successful as Ty was, those 4 Friday night starts he got last year, to be able to bring a guy like that back, just what's that mean for somebody to help anchor the rotation?
Yeah, I'm excited about having Ty back, because get your Friday night guy back. That's always great, and guys like Tyler Lean and Cam Barlow and Nicholas Judice that got innings under their belt last year and had a pretty good start themselves. It's nice to have those guys, but on the flip side, I'm really excited about our bullpen with some options that we have. I feel like Coach Carlson and Coach Collins addressed a lot of things with that, and we've got some really neat newcomers that I think are going to be pretty dynamic on the backside to go along with Longsworth and Barton, who those guys are elderly statesmen, so to speak. So I think we've got the options to do some different things, and then again we've got some newcomers too that I think are going to help us out as well.
Yeah, you touched on the bullpen there. Longsworth back in. You mentioned Justin Barton as well. Just with those guys, you work in those newcomers. How much can they learn from Longsworth and Barton about just what it takes to pitch and be successful at Division I level?
Yeah, I think the hardest part for me as a coach, especially as a pitching coach, is to get guys to grasp how important the bullpen is. You're seeing it more and more in the big leagues where they're going with matchups and they're going with 6th inning guys, 7th inning guys, not just closers all the time. And to have Barton and Longsworth who've been in those roles and they understand how to get their bodies ready, not to throw too much in the bullpen. Sometimes, hey, get up. Oh, but you're not going in again this inning. So they've done a really good job. But you're getting those JUCO guys. A lot of them were starters in JUCO or starters in high school, and now you're trying to blend them into the bullpen. And it's different for them to get ready, for the game. So that's going to be the important side of it from our bullpen side, and figuring out who follows who, and not to have similar looks all the time. But again, I think we've got some options in there.
I know to come up with the schedule this year had to be quite the challenge with programs and conferences deciding to do different things even up to the last minute. Just what was that experience like for you this year, just to put together a slate that you feel like can be competitive and give you the best chance, especially in conference play and the conference tournament?
Yeah, I mean, some of our original games that we had scheduled in there were 3 years ago. My first or second year, we were already working on the 21 schedule, and a lot of those games are not in play. We tried to work on some things to where we'd play some people on our way to a game just to be able to break the trip up from a health and welfare for our players, and now it was kind of slammed in our face. And the challenge is we've got more road games than we do home games, which is going to be difficult, but not with this group. I don't think that there's nothing that people are going to throw at us this year that we're not going to be ready for. So that's a positive thing. But yeah, we filled them with some Big 12 and SEC games, and some of the upper level SWAC teams as well. So I'm excited about the schedule, and I know our players will be as well. Got some new people on the schedule, and also playing at some SEC places, and of course playing in a big league park. Not too many people can say they've done that and played where the World Series was last year. That's going to be a neat. Not only for me, but even for you. You're going to get to call a game in a big league stadium, so that's going to be pretty neat.
You mentioned that, to go to the Globe Life Field. I know Coach Holliday at Oklahoma State helped pull a lot of that together, but just that opportunity, just how did that all come together?
Well, he originally called, and I've known Josh for a long time when he was at Vanderbilt. I was at Memphis for a little while, so we got a chance to know each other a little bit, and he reached out and asked if we would play midweek. And I said, yeah, I'd love to, but I don't want to drive 7 hours for a midweek game. That's just, difficult and challenging. And where that lined up in our schedule where we're playing them is, right before we start conference. So it's like, Josh just can't do it. And so he said, no problem. He calls me back the next day and said, would you meet in Dallas? And I'm like, yeah, that'd be great. And, kind of a halfway point for both of us, a little bit further for us. He said, well, I'm going to try to see about getting a minor league park. And the next day he called, what do you think about Globe Life? And I was like, the pro park? And he said, yeah. So he said he went to work on it for about a day or two and called me back and said, we got it. And, again, just thankful for him, working that out. I know they needed the game as well. And I think he's getting a quality opponent as well.
As you look at, we go back to ending that 2020 season, and you're getting a chance to tell your seniors you get another chance to come back. What was the main reaction you got from those guys that they get another chance at the senior season?
Yeah, it was probably one of the biggest nightmares of my coaching career. The last team meeting we had in 2020, and it was like, okay, we're going to come back in a couple of days. A couple of the older guys said, Coach, are we going to have some exit meetings? And I'm like, no, we'll be back next week. And we had to tell them so many things over the phone, and that's not how I like to do business. I like to do things face to face. Didn't get a chance to give some of those guys a hug goodbye or a handshake and tell them thank you. And but the guys that are back, I think they're so appreciative of the opportunity to not only continue their playing careers but also get advanced degrees. We've got a lot of guys that are getting their master's degrees, which they're going to be ready for the real world. And I think that's what's really exciting for me personally. But last year was really a nightmare saying goodbye to those guys, because we've got 6 or 7 guys from the senior class last year that didn't get to say goodbye. And they meant so much to me because they bought into our first recruiting class, really.
Finally, I know we're going to have reduced capacity and all that, but fans that do get to come out to a game this year, what can they expect from this year's team?
I think you're going to see a lot of fight. There's going to be a lot of grit. We've got a group of guys that it may not be the biggest names out there, but you're going to enjoy watching them play. They're going to scratch and claw for 9 innings, and people are going to remember us at the end of the game, win or lose. They're going to be, having to take some deep breaths, because pretty relentless when it comes to the offensive side of it. We can hit the ball to the ballpark, but we can also run and hit with 2 strikes. And then I think from the pitching side, we've got some new names that I think are going to be some really, neat matchups out of the bullpen. And I think people are going to really enjoy what they see.
Andrew, get another shot at the senior season. Just what's it mean to have the opportunity to come back and play a full season?
It's a great feeling just to not have something taken from you completely like last year. And I hope we can come back and just come back stronger. We started off really hot last year and kind of pick up where we left off.
It seemed like the offense really had a great chemistry going. How's that feeling been through the fall and now this summer?
It's basically the same lineup. We just have a little more depth at some spots, and I think we're going to pick up right where we left off, like I said, and it's going to be fun to watch.
This group, what's maybe the strength of the offense?
Just being really dynamic. That's what Coach preaches. We got speed, we got power, and it's just really hard to get outs against us.
Defensively, you're a DH in a lot, but you get to work in the outfield in some different spots, and who knows where they're going to put you any given day. But just how's that chemistry in the field where you guys have been around each other quite a bit?
Oh, it's pretty fun to watch. Like I said, our infield is so good. It's hard to get, while we're doing inter squads, it's hard to get hits against them because, there's no holes out there. Our outfield is so fast. And it's just cool to see everybody come together like that.
Is it exciting to play in a season where there's, as you know, depth here, but it seems like depth all around college baseball? Is it add to the excitement to go against teams that just, it seems like everybody's
I mean,
stacked.
there's no doubt the competition's going to be better, but so are we. So I'm ready for it.
You get a chance to open up at home here. Just how excited are these guys to be able to get on the field, play some games again?
Oh, it's going to be awesome.
Alrighty, Ty, last year Friday night guy, you got 4 starts in and handled it well. Just how do you see maybe translating that success into this season?
Oh yeah, for sure. It was a great start last year, like Beesley said. We have a lot of new pitchers this year, which I think is going to help out. Even if I don't get deep into the game, I know I got backing guys that's going to come in and shut it down for me.
You know, what have you been able to work on this summer? I mean, learning from just those 4 starts, what have you been able to try to apply from last year into this year?
Right. You know, just try to stay conditioned. Maybe not get as fatigued as quick on the mound, and really try to get ahead in counts. You know, maybe not get behind and try to get it back ahead. So that's a big key this year.
What's it mean to just have that chance to come back and actually pitch a full season and get a chance to be the guy for a whole?
Well, let's hope for that. You know, you never know if it is going to be a full season. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I feel like we're going to be great. We're going to be a great team. We're going to be very good. Started off hot last year. We're going to keep it going this year.
As far as this pitching staff goes, how do you guys feel about the depth of what you have, not only as a rotation, but also in the back end?
Oh yeah, for sure. This year is going to be that much better. Got a lot of new JUCO guys that can run the ball up, has some good velo, good closures this year. We're definitely deep in the pitching staff.
What's maybe the biggest thing you guys take away from having the season cut short? What did you maybe learn from having all that happen in that adversity last year?
Right, that you never know what can happen during the season, and it's to see how you come back from that is what the team that will win will do.
Alrighty, Mason, well, you get to come into the second season here, repeat the junior year anyway. You got to get to know these guys last year. Just how much does that help this group, this class, as far as chemistry and knowing how things are going to roll?
I think it's going to be pretty much the same. You know, we got the same group of guys out there, so I mean, we know each other pretty well, and we tend to play together pretty well. So I think the chemistry is going to keep flowing as it was last year.
The depth, of course, across the board seems like all programs, but even here at ULM, how do you guys feel about the depth that you have offensively?
I feel like offensively, well, and defensively, I feel like we got about 2 to 3 guys per position, so that can do the same type of job. So I feel like that's going to really help us in case somebody goes down because of COVID or injuries or whatever. So I think the depth's going to play a huge part in the season.
What's the biggest thing you've been working on to get ready for this year?
Just staying healthy and just trying to score runs, keep scoring runs. Because ultimately that's opposite, that's how you win the game. So if we can keep scoring as many runs as a team, then I think that we'll have a good shot this year.
You guys had a very explosive offense a little bit you got to play last year. Just how do you go about not only maintaining that, but even potentially building upon that?
You know, it starts, it's 1 through 9, you know, it starts at the top. And I think that we have, like 1 through 9 is explosive as well. And I think if we can just keep flipping the lineup over and keep it rolling, you know, and we can score as many runs as possible, then I think it'll all take care of itself.
What's it mean to you guys after having last year cut short, just to be able to get out in front of what fans we can have this year and just be able to play again?
I mean, it's huge. I mean, I'm just glad that we're here right now, you know, still able to practice and still ready for the season like we were last year, like nothing's happened. So I'm just hoping that we can keep it day by day and, you know, just hopefully we can play a full season.
Grant, we get another chance this season. Just what is maybe I even messed up. I got started. So as far as coming into this season, what's it mean to you guys just to have another chance to come back, keep that year of eligibility, be able to play a full season?
I think it means everything. You know, we all get, like they all said, come back here last year. We started off hot, started off good, and then just to get that taken away for us, I think it makes everybody more hungry to get back out there and show what we can prove and what we can do.
For you guys to start the way you did last year, to go 12-3 ahead of those 2 Ole Miss games, and really had things rolling, and still see things, you know, come out this year. Some of the projections of where you guys are at the conference. Does this team feel like you guys still have something to prove?
Oh yeah, every day we got something to prove. No matter what, you know, just going out there and just trying to be the best we can, and no matter who we play, wherever they're from, it don't matter. We're gonna come out there and play our best.
this group on the infield, just what's the kind of depth you guys have? It seems like there's multiple guys at every spot.
Oh yeah, like they said, we have 2 to 3 at each spot that can easily do is whoever's on the starting lineup, go out there and handle the spot. Nobody else has to worry about it. We have the same confidence as we had in the starter and as in the back end dude.
As the lineup goes, just how key is that? It seems like whoever steps up to the plate, it seems like you guys have a pretty good chance to keep the line moving and keep that inning rolling.
Exactly, like you said, but I think we have a very dynamic bat lineup. Anything can happen at any point. If we just do what we got to do like we've been taught and put the ball in play, runners get on, just play the game the right way, I think everything will take care of itself.
All right, Landon, last year 4 saves in just a short season for you, and you kind of come in this year as the highlighted guy in the back end of the bullpen. Just what do you relish most about being that guy that gets the pressure at the end of the games?
It means a lot. It means that not only my coaches, my team has the faith in me to, continue doing my job and doing it successfully.
This bullpen as a whole, last year, there's several of you guys at the back end. This year, roles may change a little bit. Just how does that chemistry feel for you guys right now coming into the season?
It's awesome. As Ty said, we have a lot of new guys that are really going to make a difference in our bullpen. We lost some guys last year due to, not coming back, but I think the best thing we have is, Coach Fed says all the time, we're very dynamic. We have a guy who can do anything at any moment, so it's really nice.
Just to be able to, Coach makes the call for any one of you, just how comfortable is everybody coming in any particular situation?
I think most of us are comfortable. We got some guys who are normally starters that are going to be in the bullpen for us this year. I think as the season goes on, it's going to be an easy adjustment for them because most of these guys, they come from very successful programs, so they know what it takes to win, and I know they'll adjust.
What's it mean to you to have another chance at that last season of eligibility and go back after it?
It means everything to me. There was a lot of doubt and hopelessness after we got shut down about what was going to happen to us, fifth year or fourth senior guys, and so we were like, we're going to be able to go back. But when we got that call saying, hey, you're going to get another year of eligibility, it meant the world. I wanted to end my career here with the same guys I started out with.
Was there ever any doubt that you were coming back and you were offered that?
No. If they asked me to come back, I was going to come back.
What's this team need to do to finish off what you guys started last year?
Just keep building. I mean, since us seniors last year have been here, it's always been building this program. And I think that last year we reached a spot where we got really good, and I think this year we can just top it off and show everyone that we're a pretty good team.
All right, Logan, veteran behind the plate, your relationship with this pitching staff, you've been around these guys, a lot of them for a couple of years now. How's that chemistry between you and those guys, the bullpen and the starters too?
I think it's been going good. As many people know, I was out in the fall, so I didn't get to catch a lot of the new guys that came in. So I've been learning those guys every day, and the chemistry's been amazing in the back end of the bullpen, and I think that's really where we're going to shine this year.
Offensively, for this group, just how do you feel about this lineup and how things sit? Because it doesn't seem like there's really a weak spot in the order for you.
Yeah, like you said, there's no weak spot. There's 3 and 4 hitters all throughout our whole lineup this year, and I think we're going to pick up right where we left off last year.
Just to be able to have most of the same group back, just how has that helped with chemistry and bringing in some of the new guys this year?
I think a lot of the new guys are kind of looking up to it. A lot of the guys that played last year, and I think they're learning a lot from us at batting approach standpoint, and I think that all the guys from last year are just going to pick up right where we left off.
When you guys found out you get to have a chance to come back, what was your reaction and to be able to have another opportunity at this?
It was awesome. I got the call from Coach Fed that we were going to get a chance, and I told him right away that I was coming back, and I think the coaches are getting another chance to show what they've been doing this whole time, these last 3 years that they've been here too.
You've been, as well as the rest of these seniors, part of this as it's built up to be part of that conference tournament team a couple of years ago. Just what's this group going to do to finish taking that next step and turning this program into what you guys see?
Yeah, Coach Fed always talks about getting to a regional first before we even talk about Omaha or any of that stuff, and I think we just need to get to winning a conference championship and then winning the conference tournament, doing whatever we have to do to get to that regional.
What are you looking forward to most this season?
Winning.